Let's solve that thinning hair problem. There are so many solutions across this table. I'm going to go into a little bit of detail about each one, but mostly you should ask your hairdresser how to solve your thinning hair problem. But maybe that hairdresser only learned one technique that's on this table, so I want to kind of cover a bunch of them I learned over the 30 years of me doing hair. And I think the most shocking one would be this lady right here. This is actually a bald-headed head like this, and we draw patterns all the time. It's got a hard line on the front, so it might look a little harsh on that front hairline, but it wouldn't on a real person. But watch this. This comes off, and she has no hair. So we're going to get rid of her for just a minute, and I want to show you the inside of this. This is if somebody needed hair on their whole head. This would cover the lace front. Some of this lace would be trimmed off. The skin is so thin, it's really comfortable on the head. It goes all the way into sideburns, what we call the nape of the neck area. All of this skin can be cut to customize. If somebody has larger ears, smaller ears, we would change that. But look at this on the top side. If it's on your head, like that's my finger underneath there. So if I pull it away, you see it takes the color of your skin so it can look completely natural. Let's put it to the side. So these are a few of the options of top of the head adding hair. And this would be a full skin type of system, a little thicker skin than that one was, but it's got a lace front also. They break it up here so that when it's on top of a person's head, it doesn't look like there's any solid lines. Everything's kind of blended, a little mix of a skin and a lace. This one over here would be what we would call a general integration type system. Some people are calling them beaded toppers these days. It's attached with beads where these go, so you don't have to shave your head, and you pull your hair through these holes. I know I mentioned to shave your head because in a technique like this, it's usually better if you're completely bald or so thin that you need to take all the hair off so you can actually put a medical adhesive on the head to bond that on. But this one, it just goes on with right over your hair, and you pull your hair through the holes like an old-fashioned like highlighting cap. You know, it just comes through the hair, and this is the invisible part area. So when it's on this side, again, if I put my finger on there, it looks like the hair is growing right out of the head. Isn't that cool? So we've got this in so many different colors. And then here's another variation. It's got a little thicker, what we call a polyurethane membrane around the edges, some lace on the front. Again, when it's on a person's head, let's see if we can find it there. It looks like it's your scalp. The difference in these and wigs always had that real short, fuzzy, curly hair on the base because they're trying to make the scalp disappear because it was mostly made of wefts. So come get a close-up of this. This is a newer type of weft. Most of you guys know what wefts are. You've seen clip-in extensions. This is a flatter weft that people are using. Some wefts you can cut, some you cannot. This is one that you can cut up, customize the sizes so that you can either bead them in, sew them in, glue them in, and then there's tape-in extensions here. And so some people are taking the wefts, cutting them into the sizes of tape-ins, or putting individual strands in with beads. And then we have keratin tips here that would be heat sealed, and when you heat it up, it just blends right in with a person's hair. You roll it in or fold it in. And then this last one I wanted to kind of cover here are types of tips. Now, there's a variation of tip that is put in with just a bead around a rounded tip of extension. And then there's a tip that has a little bit of a flexible silicone on the end for a little bit more flexibility. And then one last one here. Of course, we got the couple of little pictures of the beads just to show you some very small beads, although there's different sizes. And on this ring here, we have an eye-tip type of extension with a thread between them for other uses. But ask your hairdresser about all these. There's so many variations for thickening your hair. You can just use a little bit on the sides or the back. You can use a little bit on top, or you can join them together and get creative. But there are ways you can get more hair on your head.